Libby was the most unusual inmate I had ever encountered. While others sat idly, resigned to their fate, she dedicated herself to rigorous training every single day. Even during leisure hours, she pushed herself to exercise, seizing every chance to strengthen her arm muscles. Rain or shine, Libby ran laps around the prison yard, but her relentless efforts were not about escaping. They were part of a chilling plan for revenge. Once a devoted young mother, Libby cherished her husband and child and had a lifelong friend she trusted deeply. Her life seemed idyllic until one fateful night on a boat trip when she awoke to find herself covered in blood, with her husband mysteriously vanished. The police arrived just in time to investigate, discovering that her husband had left behind a substantial life insurance policy, with Libby as the beneficiary. Convicted by her husband's lawyer of intentionally killing him for the money, she was wrongfully imprisoned, leaving her young son in the care of her best friend. Unbeknownst to Libby, a conspiracy had been orchestrated between her husband and her friend, who had since changed their identities and disappeared. A chance phone call revealed that her husband was still alive, shattering Libby's heart. The two traitors believed she would languish in prison for life, but Libby possessed an indomitable spirit. After 6 years of relentless self-improvement, she was granted a pardon and released on probation. A fellow inmate, a former lawyer, told her, "You've already been convicted of killing your husband, so if you kill him again, they can't charge you." This revelation ignited a fire within Libby. Upon her release, she immediately set out to find her husband and friend. Despite their attempts to hide, she was determined. Her friend Green had been an online teacher, and Libby believed she could track her down. However, when she searched for Green's name, she was overwhelmed to find over 1,000 teachers with the same name. Time was not on her side, so she stealthily escaped her house arrest and broke into the school where Green had worked. After a frantic search, she located Green's file, but the police caught wind of her presence, forcing her to flee. Using her physical training from prison, Libby sprinted away, vaulting over a fence. Although the officers struggled to keep up, their numbers eventually overwhelmed her. Libby insisted on her innocence and that her husband was alive, but the police dismissed her claims. On the way back to prison, she pleaded her case to the police chief, who, annoyed, handcuffed her to the car door while he took a coffee break, forgetting the keys inside. Seizing the moment, Libby devised an escape plan using a water pipe behind her. After several attempts, she managed to break free just as the police discovered her. In a desperate move, she drove the car into the sea, forcing the officer to unlock her handcuffs. Taking his gun, she swam to shore, evading capture. Once on land, Libby returned to her mother's house, where her mother silently handed her a stash of money she had saved over the years. With this, Libby continued her quest for vengeance, first needing to locate her ex-husband and friend. She visited a car dealership under the pretense of buying a car and provided her friend's social security number, which led her to their addresses. However, when she arrived, the new landlord informed her that Green had died in a fire, leaving Libby in disbelief. She feared her ex-husband might have been involved. Determined to uncover the truth, Libby researched the fire and discovered a clue about a painting that had been hidden behind a wall, which her ex-husband likely purchased. She contacted an art dealer who helped her find her husband's address. Unbeknownst to her, the police chief had tracked her movements. As she left, the police stormed in, and Libby, realizing the danger, sped away in her car, desperate for justice. Following the address, she found her ex-husband living in an embassy, enjoying a lavish lifestyle built on her suffering. That evening, she infiltrated a gala he was hosting, dressed to impress. Upon seeing her, her ex-husband's demeanor shifted. He hadn't expected her to show up. He attempted to blame Green for his actions, but Libby was not fooled. She confronted him about Green's death, suspecting foul play, and demanded their son's return, threatening to expose him. Before he could respond, the police chief arrived and Libby had to flee again. The chief, having forgotten her photo, warned her ex-husband, who then pressured the police to arrest her. As Libby walked down the street, she was surrounded by officers, but a sudden lightning strike provided her with an opportunity to escape. The next day, Libby called her ex-husband, arranging to meet at a public cemetery, believing it would be safe. When they met, she was overjoyed to see her son after 6 long years. but he ran away in fear. As she chased him, Libby fell into a trap. Her ex-husband had hired an actor to impersonate their son. He ambushed her and locked her in a coffin, leaving her to suffocate. When Libby regained consciousness, she found herself in darkness, panicking as she noticed a corpse beside her. In a moment of clarity, she remembered the gun she always carried. Using it, she shot the coffin's latches and escaped just as the police continued their investigation, believing in her innocence. Disheveled and emotional, Libby was found by the police, who had no idea of her harrowing ordeal. That evening, the police confronted her ex-husband, uncovering evidence of his deceit. He offered a bribe to keep the matter quiet, but the police chief feigned compliance while plotting to take him down. Libby entered just in time to force him to reveal their son's address. She fired a warning shot, having already alerted the police. With the tables turned, she aimed to expose him as the true villain. However, he was armed and attempted to eliminate her. The police intervened, but in the chaos, he shot at Libby. Just as he was about to pull the trigger, she managed to shoot first, ending his reign of terror. Finally exonerated and recognized for her self-defense, Libby was free from the threat of prison. With everything resolved, she rushed to reunite with her son. Her journey was driven not by hatred, but by love. At her son's school, she recognized him immediately, and he too recognized her. They embraced tightly, a testament to her resilience and the triumph of justice. The story concludes here, leaving viewers to reflect on the powerful themes of love and redemption. What are your thoughts on this story? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more contents like this. See you on the next one.